All right, it looks like everyone is slowly coming into the main meeting room. So we're gonna get started. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Pack Internship Grant Program virtual showcase. So this is the culmination of the year of this year's program, and so we're so glad you can join us today wherever you are virtually. We'll do some quick introductions of your co-hosts for tonight. I'm Peter Martinez. I'm one of the coordinators at the Nevada Career Studio, and I have the amazing privilege and honor to run this year's program. I'm also going to have my colleague Miranda introduce herself in a moment.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Unfortunately, we can't be in person, but I'm so glad we're able to celebrate virtually. So I am the Pack Internship Grant Program assistant. So I help Peter put on the program and get to work with all the awesome interns and employers. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Austin Brown. I'm the student body president for the 89th session of ASUN. I'm going into my senior year studying political science and psychology in the honors program. And I'm a third generation Reno Nevadan. So I just want to say I'm so thankful to see all the growth and support from our community in supporting our university and all of our students. And with that, I'll let Keegan introduce himself.
What's up, everyone? My name is Keegan Murphy, and I'm the student body vice president for the 89th session of ASUN. I'm going into my senior year studying business management and economics in the honors program, and I'm super excited to be working on the Pack Internship Grant Program this upcoming year. And with that, I think we'll move into the next slide. We'll just briefly cover the agenda. So for tonight's showcase, first, we're going to kind of go over some Zoom etiquette, and then we'll move into an overview and history of the program. And Peter will go into this year's details. From there, we'll hear some testimonials from our employers and interns, and then we'll have a 15-minute networking session in the breakout rooms, followed with a wrap-up.
Alrighty, so as you may be already able to tell, we do have live captions going on right now for folks. So that's happening. Just a reminder, if you're not, speaking part of the showcase, please keep yourself on mute. There's plenty of opportunity to talk during those networking sessions that we'll have. So you can talk a lot then. You're not also required to have your camera on, but if you, are inclined, if you want to, if you have a device that has that capability, definitely encouraged to do that in the breakout rooms. And lastly, the session is recorded. So for folks, we did have some interns and other folks that weren't able to make it. So we wanted to make sure that they can also celebrate. So this is being recorded. However, breakout rooms are not going to be recorded. So just so you all are aware.
Awesome. So up next, I want to give you a little bit of the overview of the Pack Internship Grant Program. So it was originally launched about 6 years ago in 2014, 2015. It's essentially a co-sponsored internship between ASUN, the university student government, and the Nevada Career Studio. We partner with local, private, and public businesses and entities to provide paid internships during the spring semester for all of our undergraduate students. This not only helps businesses attract top university talent, but it also develops interns to have a more relevant, professional, and high-quality skills, allowing them to be more competitive and experienced when searching for employment after college. Each intern completes about 120 hours during their internship program in the spring semester, working between 8 and 15 hours per week. It's a great opportunity to connect the Reno community and an exciting year to see how the program will grow and provide the interns with valuable lifelong experiences.
All right, I'll talk a little bit about the history of the program. So since its inception in 2014, 2015, the program had about 12 employers and with 20 interns. Since its growth, we've had about 69 interns this past year with roughly 49 employers. So this program would not be possible without the continued support of our local businesses, as well as our eager students to find employment and develop themselves into employable professionals. And that's something that Peter will expand upon next.
All right, thank you so much. So with this year's program, this is, I would say, and I think Miranda, correct me if I'm wrong, I think one of the largest group of student interns that we've had in the program's history. And so for this year specifically, knowing that we're still going through the COVID-19 situation, we at the beginning of the year had to rethink how to approach this program in terms of are we able to provide internships do they have to be only in person? Can we do like more virtual internships? And we'll talk a little more about that. And the short answer is yes. And so with this year's program, we have 49 unique employers who were, able to say, you know what, we want to be part of the program. What do we have to do? What do we have to sign? What sort of paperwork we have to go through? And so we made it possible. In this year's program, we were able to work with 15 nonprofit organizations through their positions. 5 positions were with public agencies or government entities. 18 positions were involving with some local startup organizations and small businesses. And because ASUN was able to allocate more money for the program, just because again, we really want to make sure they're providing enough opportunities for our students to grow and learn, develop their career paths, develop their professional development skills. We were able to partner with more of our on-campus departments and our affiliates. So we had at least 11 positions with our campus partners. And so that's an amazing growth in the last couple of years. And in terms of funding, part of how we've structured this program, since its extension, is that we are able to get funding from ASUN, but then we also do rely from employers, as you all, to provide self-funded positions. And then we also do have the opportunity, in this last year, and I believe the last couple of years or so, that we've been able to fund a PAC internship position through a private donation. So we want to make sure that we give credit to Daniel Freeze Foundation through the College of Art. So they've been a partner with us in the last couple of years, so we want to say thank you to them as well. Next slide, please. So this is probably the one slide that myself, Miranda, Austin, and Keegan, we've been, really excited, to put it all together, because after all the assessment that we've done, the evaluations, that we've been wrapping up these last couple of days, this last week or so, we've been able to, provide this, initial findings of this year's program. And so we had over 750 applications come in back in the fall semester when students wanted to apply for these programs. At the end of this year's program cycle, we're very pleased to say that we have 69 interns who are going to be completing their internship hours. And going back to the comment of, are they going to be in person, remote? What do we want to do with this? So this is where we really wanted to ask the employers directly of, what? Are you going to provide an in-person, position? What sort of safety and health protocols will you make sure to, because we still have COVID. For employers who are asking, what, maybe we can do like a remote internship or maybe like a hybrid position. For instance, we wanted to ask the questions of, what will you be able to provide, or what support will you be able to provide for students when they're working remotely, whether it be, from home, or maybe they'll be able to come in the office sometimes, but then they'll be able to, work online. And so we really wanted to make sure that we provided, as many opportunities as possible for different student needs. And then these last 3 bullet points here on the right-hand side, this is really the one that's, out of everything here, it's probably the best news to hear. So when we got to ask for feedback from and final comments about this year's program from both our students and our employers, we got some really great news. So 16 of our interns this semester are going to get their internship extended, meaning that they'll be able to work an additional couple of weeks, for instance, and maybe into the summer, working some additional projects, for instance. And then the last 2 bullet points, we actually have about 16 or so interns who said, you know what, I actually accepted a part-time job with my employer and I'm going to be continuing working for them, which is great, amazing. And the best thing to hear about all this is that, is there a way that we can find full-time job opportunities for our students through this program? And so we are very happy to share that at least 3 of our interns who are going to be graduating, and actually surprisingly next week, they've actually accepted full-time job offers from their employer. So obviously want to can say congratulations to everyone for completing their positions and also getting their position extended, whether that be for another couple weeks, couple months, or getting a full-time position. This is great. This is amazing. We really want to make sure that we're providing these opportunities for students to continue their professional development and hopefully potentially getting that first career, that first job out of UNR.
Alrighty, so jumping into our intern and employer testimonials, we had some awesome interns and employers this year that we were able to work with, and luckily we had a few volunteer to talk a little bit about their experience. So first up, I have UNR Residential Life, Housing, and Food Services. So we've got Eddie, who's the manager for desk operations, and then our intern, Lindsay, who was the office and desk operations intern. And so I will give them both just a couple of minutes to talk a little bit about their experience. If we want to start off with Eddie, feel free to go ahead.
Totally caught me off guard going first, but thank you. I appreciate it. So with regards to our internship here in the housing office, I was the lead for this. And to be honest, I don't think we had an intern through the Pack Internship Grant Program up until this year. So we took it upon ourselves to develop a professional development plan using learn, do, teach methodology. The professional development plan had its basis, its cornerstone come out of the NASPA professional standards to kind of help us guide the outcomes for the student. Within the internship itself, Lindsay, we were super grateful that Lindsay was super flexible with us, especially in the changing dynamics in housing. We were able to mark off most of the professional development plan that we set it for Lindsay. Whatever wasn't marked off was more so a result of changes that needed to happen with the internship itself. Overall, the organization, so the housing office here on campus, benefited from this internship. As operationally, we operate over 9 service desks, each one operating 24/7. That's about 1,500 hours a week that we get to fill with employees. We get to have coordination with 9 full-time employees, 120 students for training, scheduling, and payroll. Whereas one person used to do all these functions, Lindsay was super awesome and helped us out with many of these functions, and honestly made our life extremely easier this spring semester. Overall, Lindsay's participation has allowed us to determine what tasks can be made more efficient and can be delegated to other parties. Therefore, her participation has informed our decision-making process and how we operate for years to come.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And next up, we've got Lindsay, who I actually have the pleasure to work with in another capacity at the Career Studio. So I'm very glad she's able to offer some testimonial as well.
Thank you. So my experience with the Pack Internship Program has been amazing. I'm so thankful for being able to work with the Residential Life Housing and Food Service Office. Everyone in the housing office and the residence halls created a welcoming and inclusive environment where I felt comfortable asking questions and giving out recommendations. I was able to work in an office that really emphasized growth and development and helped me to grow and learn skills that I will be able to use in whatever career I go into. This is my first time in the program, but everyone from Residential Life, Housing and Food Service to Peter and Miranda who have run this program have been so helpful and supportive. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I think the few key takeaways I got from my internship is to always be curious and keep growing. There are so many ways to improve so that you can better serve the people you help, and being curious and questioning what you can do better or what policies that need to be updated. To be a good coworker and manager, you should always be looking for ways to improve not only yourself, but also anything that may unfairly impact certain employees. Another key takeaway was that I learned I have the skills to succeed at whatever I put my mind to. I would often look at job descriptions or a list of skills and say, I don't have analytical skills. I'm not good at critical thinking or problem solving. However, through this internships and the projects I've completed, Eddie has shown me that I do have those skills. It may not be refined yet, but I have those skills to succeed, and it is very easy to find ways to gain new skills and improve the ones you already have. So thank you so much for all you've done and taught me. I'm so grateful I was able to work with you.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for sharing. That was awesome. And next we will move into our next.
All right, so the next pair that we've asked to give some comments and thoughts about their experience with this year's Pack Internship Grant Program. These folks are from the National Judicial College. So we have Ed Cohen, so he's the Director of Communications Marketing. And then we also have Michelle Wernan, one of the student interns for the National Judicial College. So I'm looking right now at my screen, so I think Ed, I think you're the first that I see on my screen. So would you be able to share about a little bit your experience about this year's program for your organization?
Sure. Thank you very much. Everybody can hear me now, I imagine. So the National Judicial College is a building, probably if you work on campus, you've passed from time to time. You can see it over my shoulder here. We are the oldest, largest, and most widely attended school for judges in the United States. Every year we educate judges from all 50 states. Last year we set a record with more than 20,000 judges enrolled in one course of ours or another in person or mostly online last year, as you may imagine. We've had PAC interns at the NJC for a few years now. I would say probably maybe 10 of them. We had 3 PAC interns this past semester, and I think they all worked out very well. I'm going to talk about the one that I directly supervised, Michelle, who did a very good job. Michelle had an assortment of responsibilities. She focused on social media for us, Facebook and Twitter primarily. We have a collection of emails we send multiple times a month to our alumni, more than 12,000 judges around the country. And she participated by handling the summaries of our question of the month. We have a 1-question survey we send to these 12,000 judges every month. And the results are always very interesting. Michelle did a great job, caught on very quickly on how to summarize these in an email that we would send out, a few days or a week or so after the survey was held. She did a nice job with that. She also wrote at least one feature, maybe more than one feature for us. Again, we send out to our judges. She handled at least one press release for us. And her crowning achievement, if you will, was she came in and helped finish off and launch a project for us where we created a private discussion group on Facebook for judges only. You have to be a judge or a retired judge to participate. And she helped us finalize the plans for that and train our volunteer judge moderators to participate as well. And we've gone in just a few weeks from a handful of judges to now over 270 judges who are participating in our private Facebook group called In Chambers. And Michelle, I want to let you know that whenever you can stop by in person to our building, we've never met face to face. We have a special little parting gift for you, unusual thing you might enjoy. If you can't get by, we'll put it in the mail to you. And Michelle will tell a little bit more about her experience as an intern with us.
Well, thanks so much, Ed, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Rodan. This past semester, I was fortunate enough to be an intern with the National Judicial College. This internship gave me the opportunity to explore the world of communications for an organization. So when I first found out about this internship opportunity, I was really excited about the NJC's mission to make the world a more just place by educating and inspiring its judiciary. I thought that message was really important in light of all the events that we've seen in the past year or so. And when I applied to the NJC, I learned that there isn't really a school to be a judge, which kind of just shocked me. A lot of lawyers just transition to the judiciary and don't, a lot of the times don't really know where to start. So that's where the NJC comes in and provides a really, excellent stellar education for judges who have either just taken the bench or have been on the bench for decades. Coming into this internship, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my career. I thought communications might be really interesting, but I was kind of trying to decide between that and journalism. Fortunately, my supervisor, Ed, has been, he's had extensive experience on both fields. He's a wonderful mentor to me during my internship. He not only guided my writing and communications, but he also gave me advice about how it's easier to transition from journalism to communications than to transition from communications to journalism. And that was really helpful insight that, he was uniquely able to provide. He also was really generous and put me into contact with his network of journalists, and all of his help guided me to move or guided my decision to pursue journalism. This experience really helped me to understand what I want to do with my career. Even though I didn't end up deciding to go the communications route, I know I still have a great contact at the National Judicial College, who's always somebody I can reach out to and ask for guidance, and who is extremely knowledgeable in many ways, but has also been very helpful and generous and with his time, and just a wonderful mentor overall.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for sharing. It's really great to hear more about your experience. And next, we've got actually a trio from Project Real. So I'm going to let Mike take it away, and we can just transition from there.
Sure. Hi. So we had Sorry, am I off mute now?
I believe you're good now.
Okay. So we had two interns this year, Sarah Lynn and Marley. They were both great to the organization. Sarah Lynn started off right out of the gate with a press release that got picked up down in Las Vegas, and we've been doing a lot of press infrastructure development this semester, and she's not done yet. So like just in the last couple of weeks, we had Mayor Sheevy up there, Mayor Goodman down here, Governor Sisolak all declare Youth Law Awareness Day this past Saturday on May 1st. So we had the state and the city levels. She helped create some of the language that made that possible. Later this week, we're teaming up with every domestic violence prevention agency and sexual violence awareness agency in the state, and asking all senior teachers of seniors in high school to let them know about a resource we've created. She's doing the press releases for that, and we anticipate a lot of coverage. And then Marley has just been a beast when it comes to outreach and coordination. She's basically single-handedly managed our virtual volunteer visits with judges, since we couldn't have students visiting the courthouses. So we had, despite all the technical hiccups, and you all know what those are, Marley managed to keep everyone happy and get judges connected with classrooms. And then she's been doing a lot of outreach on Youth Law Day, getting principals across the state to send out letters to teachers, to parents, letting them know about our Envy Return Ready campaign, which is asking every adult to have a 30-minute conversation with the young people in their lives so they don't accidentally end up breaking the law without realizing it. Part of the making up for lost time because of the pandemic and a year of being cooped up. So they've both done an amazing job. We're very glad to have them, and I will pass it on to them.
I don't mind going first. So my name is Marley. I was interning this semester with Project Real. I'm so thankful to have gotten this opportunity. My favorite part has definitely been just building connections with the judges, attorneys, teachers, especially because I plan to go to the law school in the near future. I've also gained good experience just regarding nonprofits and how they work, which is also something that pertains to my goals. Mike touched on it, but my biggest accomplishment probably would be just that, like, I was able to organize those virtual field trips between the judges and the teachers. We ended up serving about 1,200 students in that time. So I thought that that was pretty cool. Also it's been a very rewarding experience in that sense as well. I always felt comfortable asking questions, and I did make some mistakes, and they were always received very well. So it was super rewarding and has given me many skills and hopefully connections that will benefit me the rest of my life. So thank you guys for everything.
So I'm Sarah Lynn, and I was an intern for Project Real as well. And I primarily did press releases, and I was the main publicist, as we called me sometimes. And PR was something I did not do, was not planning on ever doing, really. I'm actually a journalism news broadcast major, and I didn't think that I would be good at PR at all. And when Mike hired me as his intern for this, he knew that I was going more news rather than PR, but he took the chance, and he was very helpful, and he's really been like very encouraging the entire time. And we work very well together, and he gives very good feedback. So if I was ever not very confident in something, he would always say, "This is great, but this is how we can make it better." And then it's the feedback is always very great. Like, and so now PR is something that I would consider doing in the future, maybe not right away out of college, but it's definitely a career path that I can see myself doing because of this internship and because of the partnership I've had with Mike for Project Real.
Thank you so much, Sarah Lynn, Marley, and Mike, to hear about your great experience, from this spring semester. So our last pair that we're going to hear from as a large group before we have you all go into the networking breakout rooms, we have Peyton Capellin and Melanie Dereza from Tesla, and so they'll be talking more about their experience specifically from the human resources and recruiting side. So I'm taking a look right now at the screen here. So I believe Peyton, I think I see you first on my end. So we'll let you start us off.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Peyton. This semester, I'm so thankful to have been given the opportunity to intern with Tesla for the recruiting team. I also wanted to mention that human resources is a career path I've been interested in pursuing. So working with recruiting has only made me want to pursue this career field even more. It's been great. As a recruiting intern, I focus on the hiring of several entry-level roles. My team hires on average about 85 employees per week, and I assisted in the hiring of over 500 employees throughout the duration of my internship. So that was really cool. I gained a lot of stronger technical skills and some data tracking systems that I can use in the future. And I also supported some other recruiting related tasks. Looking at some other skills gained, I've never really been good at presenting, but during my internship, I gave presentations weekly to 20 plus candidates at a time. Really helped boost my confidence, and I kind of enjoyed presenting now. And then another big one was organization and time management. It's something I gained a lot of experience in, working on so many different tasks and projects on a day-to-day basis. Meant I had to stay super organized. I was also able to set my own schedule, so time management was very important. I gained more time management skills in general, just learning how to balance my schedule with going to school full time. I also work as a career mentor at the Nevada Career Studio, and I'm the president of a professional business fraternity. So being able to manage my time efficiently was really important so that I didn't fall behind on anything. And then some lessons I learned during my internship were first developing a more detail-oriented mindset to minimize mistakes. At Tesla, everything moves really quickly. So learning how to work in a fast-paced setting while still paying attention to the small details and making sure everything's accurate was really crucial. At first, I was a bit hesitant to speak up and share my ideas and opinions, but further on, I learned that my ideas and opinions were very valued by my team, which I appreciate so much. And I now understand how important it is to share those ideas and opinions I have with my team. And kind of along the same lines with that was communication. Working in such a fast-paced environment requires great communication with my team, and also because things are always changing at Tesla kind of overnight. And then some of my best takeaways from the experience were working with an awesome supportive team. My team is pretty small, but the feats they accomplish are huge. It's really impressive. And they just really motivated and pushed me to be my best every day, especially my manager, Melanie. And I'm just so thankful for all of them. It was also great to help implement some new ideas to increase the efficiency of recruiting processes and gaining a lot of knowledge in what the recruiting field looks like. And then some of my favorite accomplishments were completing a research project to evaluate the local candidate pool with 2 other recruiting interns. It was a really great experience to learn kind of how to do research and attack problems in a bunch of different angles. And then also just assisting candidates with their hiring process was super rewarding, just kind of walking them through that process. I also supported our conversion process to get more contractors converted to full-time employees, which is really great. And last but not least, I just wanted to add that my internship has been extended through the summer, so I'm very excited for what's ahead. And then I think I'm going to pass it to my manager, Melanie, who is the Associate Manager of Manufacturing and Recruiting.
Thanks so much, Peyton. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for letting me join and speak. Very, very happy that Tesla decided to do this internship through Pack UNR. One of our goals is to continue our relationship with UNR and broadening hires from UNR directly. It's been great having Peyton. I wish Peyton was doubled or tripled in his capacity, but very excited that he'll be joining with us over the summer. That internship project that Peyton and the other interns have done really has impacted our business and our recruiting mindset of how we should attack hiring for the summer. We have a lot of hiring to do over the summer, and the information that they found really got us to short-term solutions of what we could do immediately to get people back into the workforce after this pandemic kind of settles down a bit more and get people vaccinated. And we're excited to just have people join the team. But I hope to continue hiring Pack interns forever, as long as we're in town. So very happy that we did this.
Awesome. Thank you both, Peyton and Melanie, for sharing. We really appreciate it. And everyone, it's, normally, like I said in the very beginning, we would be doing this in person. And so the format would look very different, and we'd be able to hear on a large scale what everyone was up to, and, larger networking. But we take what we can get, right? So we're going to be doing some breakout rooms for networking, just to chat in small groups. I believe I made 18 groups of 6 or 7, so pretty small. And some of you are interns, some of you are employers, community members, friends, family. So a good mix of everything are in the breakout rooms. So it shouldn't be just like all interns or all employers or anything like that. But just a couple suggestions for what to talk about. Just introduce yourselves, obviously, names, all that good stuff. And then I've got some suggested questions. So like to ask students, what were your biggest takeaways? What are your future plans? What's your dream job? I always love the what's your dream job one. And then employers, again, what are your biggest takeaways, and what advice would you give other employers interested in participating? And then if we have any community partners or friends, family, how did you hear about this event? And if you are with a local business or organization, are you interested in having a Pack intern in the future? And then we'll kind of close that out with, you have definitely the opportunity to exchange contact information if you're interested. So, emails, phones, all that good stuff, LinkedIn accounts, whatever suits your fancy. So yeah, we will give you 15 minutes, and I will shoot these questions in the chat and in a banner for you. So they'll just pop down for you. And real quick, if you want to take a picture, you're welcome to do that as well. Like I said, recording won't be in the breakout rooms, so you'll be able to, just talk freely. Contact information won't be recorded. That's what I mean. So let me get those breakout rooms going. Alrighty, and you should be heading out. Like I said, 15 minutes, and I'll give you a 1-minute warning. And yeah, we will see you soon.
Got the opportunity to hear from you, one-on-one through check-in meetings, during the semester, get to hear, from your evaluations, your assessments. So we're really, really, really glad that, that this experience has been, a positive experience, a life-changing experience, hearing, again, from some of the peers from earlier that, it was wonderful, learning a lot, the employers, their supervisors really get a chance to, benefit from having an intern this semester. So thank you, thank you, and thank you. But we are actually not done yet. We actually have a surprise to show everyone. So when we were thinking about this virtual showcase, obviously, as Miranda talked about earlier, we knew that we were trying to see how we can make it possible to come virtually. So it took months of planning to try to figure this stuff out. And then, trying to also work with ASUN, work with Austin Brown, also we're working with our new vice president, Keegan Murphy. And so we were thinking, is there a way that we can potentially, have that in-person component of like seeing, the student posters, getting to hear about the lived experience, but also finding a way to have it somewhere. So we thought about it. We were, scratching our heads, and we figured out, what, maybe there is a way to do it. So we ended up reaching out to a certain office on campus. Miranda, if you can go in through some of the next arrows going forward. So again, here's a surprise, last few months. And so really the ultimate goal for this is, can we find a space, a virtual space, to show the history of the program, but also hearing about the success from all the students based on, from their professional development, what they've gained about their experience, the future plans, what you all gained from this semester. Next arrow, please. And so it is with great pleasure and with a big sigh of relief that we get to share that we have actually created a website on the Nevada Career Studio, a page on the Nevada Career Studio website, where that will actually live on from here on for pretty much at the end of time as this program continues. Next slide, please. So we're actually going to share this link in the chat, and so Miranda, would you be able? Do you have access to click on that link on your end, and then show folks the page? So we'll give folks technology a moment so we can log in through that. So we've created this page to, as I said, not only highlight, this year's Pack Internship, grant program details in terms of all the students who participated. Heads up for the students, those posters that we all told you about to be due last couple weeks ago. Well, each of you will now have a specific spot here with your name and your employer. And Miranda, if you just want to choose like a random link in mind, it doesn't matter. So we've been able to grab the information from your poster and do like a quick description, your own words, your own thoughts about what your experience is. And if you click on that link specifically to learn more about your experience, guess what? Here is where your poster is going to live on, and here's where we want to hear and see and direct all future students, all future employers who are interested in the program. By the way, this is what we were able to accomplish for this year's program. So this is where we're not only provide your posters as well, but as we go through the summer, we will also continue to add past years, past experiences from students, and so they're all going to be there. It's already available. So, take the time, tell your friends, your family members, your colleagues, coworkers, saying, hey, you want to learn more about my experience? There it is right there. This could not have been done without the team from marketing communications here at the university. So specifically our web design strategists. So we really want to give a big thank you to them, for making this possible and working with us these last couple of days to get this officially rolled out for this event. And then before we wrap up, I do notice that our assistant director for the Nevada Career Studio, Katya Albright, she also would like to say a few words. So Katya, if you are able to unmute yourself, the virtual floor is now yours.
Good evening, everyone. I want to wrap up this amazing presentation by expressing my deep gratitude to all of you. To begin with, thank you employers for providing our students valuable work experience, for giving them this chance to explore career paths, develop and refine their skills. Through this opportunity, you have helped these students to gain confidence, and you've given them an edge in the job market, as well as provided them a chance to network with others and professionals. So thank you very much, employers. Thank you, students. You have made the University of Nevada, Reno proud. Thank you for your hard work and your dedication, and for proving to our employers that you and our students have the talent, the commitment, and the skills necessary for the workforce. We are so proud of you and are grateful to all your hard work. Thank you to ASUN. ASUN, the Associated Students of the University of Nevada, Reno, has been a fantastic partner from the very beginning. Thank you for your commitment to providing quality internships to students, regardless of whether they can afford to take an internship or not. By providing these paid internships, you're helping to advance DEI goals, and you're making a difference for so many students that would otherwise not have these opportunities. Paid internships have proven to give students an edge up and provided great career paths. So thank you so much, ASUN. And lastly, thank you to Miranda Sanford and Peter Martinez for your amazing organizational skills. Thank you for running this program so effectively. Your efforts are greatly valued. And if you can give them a hands up for a clap for their hard work, because they really work so hard to make sure that this was a seamless experience and to provide these posters for students so they can share it. I mean, this becomes part of your portfolio, students. Think about this. All of a sudden you have a product that you can show an employer. My career development hat on. So thank you to all of you. This is an amazing program and I am so delighted to be part of it and appreciate your participation.
Thank you very much, Katya, for those kind words. It has been, a long year. We've made this possible. Again, kudos, to both Austin, Keegan, Miranda, all the folks at the Nevada Career Studio, ASUN, and again, to our employers and students to make this possible. And if we go to the last slide, so now that we've wrapped up, this official year, we're still, collecting data, finalizing it. We're technically still thinking about the future, like we're already thinking about next year. And so if you know of any students who are returning to UNR and are thinking, you want to refer them to the Pack Internship Grant Program, you want them to apply for, a couple positions, see what they're able to land for next spring. We have the information and our direct link right there for the student information page for employers. If you're thinking about coming back and saying, this program is amazing, of course we want to come back, or you want to refer a local employer in the area, we have an information page for them as well. And so we're more than happy to chat with folks over the summer, because we will be preparing to launch next year's program cycle sometime in the middle of the summer. So we will send out information to employers first to get them invited, and then we'll reach out to the students in the beginning of fall semester so we can get them hyped up, get them ready to apply for all these positions, whether it be they want to apply to 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, whatever they want to do. We want to make sure that we're supporting them. And so taking a look at the time right now, it is 6:31, so we do want to respect your focus time. Again, sound like a broken record. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual showcase. And again, thank you all for your committed efforts for this year's program. As we mentioned, we will be providing this recording on our, we're actually be doing it on our YouTube channel. So we'll hope to have, anyone and everyone see, what we've done so far. And again, please let your friends, family, whoever you want, to know about this program. And with that being said, looking at Austin, Keegan, and Miranda, are there any other final things to say?
Just congratulations to all of the graduates. I hope this was a good note to end on. I know you've got a little bit left with finals and stuff, but a big congratulations. Once again, thank you. Hopefully we'll see a lot of you next year, hopefully in person. But yeah, thanks so much.
Hope you all have a great night. Thank you.